It was May 28th, 2010.
That day presented some very stressful and high emotions.
I'm about to go to the studio just to pick up something I left in my room.
I got a phone call early in the morning.
And that's when I saw our front window just smashed.
We were just violated.
All I said was just, no! I just kept saying no.
First words out of his mouth is, it's all gone. I'm like, dude, what's going on? Broke in the studio, man. It's all gone. And I never in my life heard him talk that way.
I had realized that my studio had gotten broken into and pretty much everything was stolen.
We on the road, y'all. Real music from the soul, y'all. That's right. I thought I told y'all. What's that? We ain't on that fast food man, come on, man. Tone it down a bit, no counterfeit. You can tell by the sound of it. So let's get money, but who's counting it? Life ain't measured by the amount of it. Sing along. Sky's the limit. And if I ever come across a ceiling, tell it to bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. Ha.
I'm about to go to the studio just to pick up something I left in my room. Plus, I left one of my lamps on in my room. And that's when I saw our front window just smashed. At first, I did not think of, somebody broke into the studio. Honestly, it didn't even register in my head what happened. I looked at the window and I saw a little bit of blood on it, so I was like, some people getting a fight in there? Like, I thought there was maybe a fight in the hallway and, someone must have hit the glass, but, I was just staring at the window for a while, like, what the heck? And then I realized, wait a minute, the light is on inside. I didn't leave that main light on. And that's when I really came to the conclusion somebody broke in, and I opened the door. And there was a fire extinguisher from the hallway and on the floor. So that's what they used to bash the window in. And the first thing I did was walk into my room, and everything was gone. It was just everything of importance of producing, I'd say. It's not like he touched the records. It didn't want nothing to do with the vinyl. But everything from my iMac, my MPD, my mixer, my Apogee, my microphones, my bass guitar, my acoustic electric guitar, the keyboard, my external hard drive that had all of my work on it. The few things that they didn't take was like, the bongos, the hi-hat. For, I guess, the MPC 1000 box that was up on the rack, I guess they thought that was the MPD. Thank goodness. So the MPC 1000 wasn't stolen. And I was very curious as to why he didn't take the monitors, because those are the Dyne Audio BM5As aren't cheap monitors. So, but I wasn't complaining on that notion. But the first person I called, I believe, was Sean.
I was one of the other people that shared an office with Boon. The very office that was burglarized.
Everything is gone. Somebody broke in. And he was like, what? Hold on a second. He was just like, dude, please don't tell me you're serious. And I was like, I'm serious. Everything is gone, man. Just they broke in and smashed the window, and he was like, I'll be there soon. He had to drop off his kids at school.
I lost a few things, not nearly as much as my boy, but collectively we were just violated. And so that day presented some very stressful and high emotions, I should say.
Then I called Mike.
As soon as I got to the studio, it's all surreal, Asked him if needed anything, do anything for you. Cigarettes.
I wanted a pack of Marlboro menthol lights, and I lighted it.
First time I ever bought a pack of cigarettes was that morning. I bought him, I believe, an orange lighter, just because it's my favorite color. I don't know why I still bought an orange one, but I think it's fun.
I had quit smoking for 6 months. That morning, I needed a pack of cigarettes. And I smoked probably a pack that day.
Nothing was there. The keyboards were gone. You know, the whole desk was empty, and it just is like. It was so surreal. Like, it still was just looking around like a dream world. Nothing was even sinking in.
I guess my first thought was, you know how it is when you, let's say you're having a really bad dream. I'm not talking about monsters and stuff, just a bad dream. You can have a bad dream that a loved one is dying or something is going wrong or something, and you're just like, no, you know, your house could be burning down, something in your dream, and then you wake up, and it's just like, whoo, oh my goodness, you just appreciate everything that, you know, whatever, at that moment, and I was really, really hoping for that to happen, and the fact that I really knew that wasn't going to happen, I think that's what hurt the most, is that it was reality, and there was nothing that was going to change it. There was not going to be a moment of waking up and be like, alright, it's time to set up an alarm system.
Seeing the broken glass by the door, just remembering. Damn, this just always runs through your mind. You're like, man, that sucks. There's glass right by the door. It's an easy way in. But you're not like, well, it's never going to happen.
Well, I was really shocked to find out that Boon's studio got robbed, and more so even than being in shock, I felt kind of guilty because I had convinced Booney to go out for a night on the town the night before, and if I remember correctly, that was the reason why he wasn't in the studio. Well, the first thing that happened after Booney's studio got robbed was it was a month before the last Red Bull Big Tune that went on in Colorado.
The tour had started again, so they were coming back out to Denver.
With Booney having a title to defend after winning the first one, I guess it wasn't my job, but I wanted to convince Booney to go defend his title.
They were like, you still gonna battle, right? I was like, huh? I was like, no.
Once again, the recurring theme of me convincing Booney to do stuff.
Go ahead and join the battle. I'm like, dude, I've lost all of my new beats, and I don't have nothing to be able to make anything new. So I would end up playing majority of the same beats that I played last year.
After being just completely defeated by losing everything, it's not something on his top of his charts. It's something that he really wanted to do.
If you're a producer, especially watching this, I'm sure you can relate. Like if your studio got robbed a month before a beat battle, you will probably be in a different kind of state of mind.
A lot of times he struggles getting into battles anyway, and by having nothing to even go in with or that he was strongly working on, because all the stuff that he was most proud of, a lot of it was gone.
Luckily, I was able to convince Booney.
Low key kept on telling me to do it. Oh goodness.
On the 2010 national tour, we're looking to take a winner to represent Denver in the 2010 national championship in Chicago, Illinois. We already been to Austin, Texas.
I still have my MPC 1000. I pulled that back out. I already had Reason still, and I hit up my boy Dante. He let me borrow his motif rack. I only had 2 days to come up with anything new, so I just came up with this simple little riff. It was nothing, but I kept building on it, and then building on it, and then all of a sudden I was like, well, what if I try a change up? Try to change up and added these choir sounds and this different bass line. Basically, that beat came out to be Mario's Revenge, which was one of the beats that I played at the final round that I won with. And it's a lot of people's favorite beat of mine. It's one of my favorites too. It just came out. That was it. I still played a lot of the same beats, that I played before, and it still worked. But I did save one for the last, which was the beat that I made for the Atlanta finals the year before. I had lost with that beat. I just remember just holding that beat like, I can't wait to finally play this. I'm going to play this in my hometown. Horrorcore. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this tonight. I got the reaction I was always hoping for.
Is it Boon time?
That battle, it felt like my 8 Mile moment. Really. Felt like my 8 Mile moment. Like I was able to triumph.
You won the Big Tune battle using only old beats, if I remember correctly. You was that far ahead of the competition. And with that said, the competition was thick. Like we had a ridiculous line of producers. So, Booney got some in the stash.
I was able to get in this competition, just come out swinging and just let out my frustrations and my pain. Being up on that stage, just having fun with the crowd again.
I think I made the right call because you won the battle.
It's Bulldogs Experiment.
Fast forward over a year later, I get a call at, it's roughly like 7 o'clock in the morning. It's like, hi, is this Solomon Vaughn? I was like, yes. He's like, I'm Detective, his name, and he was like, I'm calling you concerning a burglary that happened May 28th last year. I was like, yeah. He was like, I have a couple items that were brought to a pawn shop here in Aurora, and I wanted to have you come and check them out and see if maybe you recognize them. Look at the pictures. I was like, yep, that looks like our stuff. Dude is just an idiot. It's just like he really could have got away with everything, but a year later, I guess he got desperate and decided to pawn Craigslist, pawn it. And he's like, he said he got it off Craigslist, so and he didn't know that it was stolen. He's like, but we're gonna run DNA. The mistakes he made was pretty stupid. He reached in over where the doorknob was and opened it. Obviously, I guess he didn't have long sleeves on that day, and evidently didn't have any gloves on that day either. There's blood on the broken glass. There's blood on the doorknob. And then there's a cigarette butt on the ground that he just put out right there. Cigarette butt. Blood everywhere. Not a whole lot, but little streaks. It was like, this dude is stupid. Several months later, probably 6 months later, somewhere around there, then he gives me a call and lets me know that the DNA did match. This is supposed to be given his plea, and they should sentence him to, whatever. In the victim impact statement, I basically had to write out basically how everything affected me from, personally, business, emotionally, all those different things, and what if I wanted restitution, which of course I did. From what the DA told me is he says it looks like we're hoping, he's saying, I guess he said something like he does still have that iMac. Of course, I was like, well, I think you should definitely spend some time in jail and pay the restitution. But if he has if the defendant has the iMac that he stole from me in good condition, I'm willing to drop some, that amount of the restitution off. It'd be so awesome if he already came with the iMac. and then just give it to the DA, and I pick it up from here. I'd probably pee on myself. Hoping for the best. Right, babe?
Right.
Justice.
He need to go to jail.
Justice. The judge was like, okay, we're gonna take a break, 10-minute break. So that's when I went to the DA again. It's like, hey, she's like, hey, too, okay. She's like, good news. So she took me out back. She's like, he does have the computer. He's returned it at the lawyer's office. This is his lawyer's office. You're gonna call this number and go pick it up. So if he's back there today, you could go pick it up today. I was just like, so which computer? It was the $1,200 one, right? She was like, it was both. It was the small and the big one. I was like, oh my god, wow. So Sean was even like, it's there.
So they got
the Mac Mini
and the iMac.
and the iPad. So I'm getting my Mac Mini back. Like, yes, he still has to pay the rest of the restitution.
Okay.
What he's gonna be getting is 60 days in jail, 4 years probation. Of course, this is a felony charge, so that's gonna stay on his record. And he still has to pay the rest of the restitution on that. So, I mean, I just can't wait to set it up on there and see what's in there.
Yeah.
See what's in there. If it's like if those logic files are still there, I think I'm gonna pee on myself. Hey,
Well, man, that's good news.
So,
let's go get that Mac Mini.
Let's go get that Mac Mini, son.
No, 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 nope. Nope.
Yeah, it is.
No, no. Just let me do it.
No.
No, I'm just thinking like I'm too excited. I can't drive in all this traffic.
Our agreement was I would drive to the courthouse or whatever, and then after Saul would drive to wherever we need to go after that. And he got in the driver's seat and was like speeding, was about to almost hit stuff, and I'm like, yo, calm down. Like, I know you're excited you're getting your computer back, but hello, we need to get there alive. Like, and so we decided that we were just gonna switch back and I was gonna drive because I get really nervous when somebody else is driving and they are kind of acting crazy while they're driving.
I just gotta get out of this traffic. This is not happy traffic. This is not the traffic that you go in when you're happy, because it'll ruin it. It'll always ruin it. There's just people cutting people off, not letting people merge, all kinds of things. I'm not, too hesitant to slap somebody in the face if I have to.
How are you gonna slap them?
Like, windows down, bitch. Tell somebody. Oh God, you cannot do the no more. You are not allowed to do the You it's You suck. Man, I'm just so happy, dude. So I set up the thing and plugged it up, and I'm just like hoping, just like, oh, please Logic Files be on here. Please Logic Files be on here. But it starts with the welcome screen. I mean, the welcome screen. When you first buy a Mac, anybody who's bought a brand new Mac knows what I'm talking about. The music starts and little things are flying around saying welcome in all kinds of different languages. Yeah, I'm just like, wait, no, this ain't right. Everything is erased. I go through the process, putting in the language, the country, setting up my new account. Done. Ready for it to boot. And then it goes back to the welcome screen.
You can't escape out of it?
Welcome, welcome, and all this stuff. I'm like, what the hell is this? I just did. Maybe I do it again. I go through it about 4 or 5 times. I can't even access the computer. I'm like pissed. Like, what did this fool do? He had to have done something. I called the Apple store and set up an appointment. So we do that, get it taken care of. He's like, I think there is some kind of file that makes it do this. So he's just going through, finding these certain files, deleting them and stuff like that, and starts a brand new account. Everything's good, and he's just like, okay. So he's like, he finds an old Solomon Vaughn folder, you know, the original user folder. I'm like, oh, okay. I start going through it, and I find the Logic folder, and nothing's in there. I replaced all my hard work with junk. Empty trash. All they did was lollygag. Like, you can tell. And then we get into the iMovie project section. And I can't believe my eyes.
What the hell?
This dude is moshing with himself.
Oh no.
Literally. Falling all over the place. Taking his shirt. And trying to rave dance and
What's wrong with this kid?
I'm telling you, these people had no use for this damn computer.
It was kind of fun looking through the computer and seeing what kind of idiots had possession of this computer that could have done so much more than what they were doing with it. So, you know, it's life.
I think the most important thing that I learned from this experience is insure the things you love. Insure your equipment. And if you can afford it, alarm system. Just do it. You know, if you can.
Finding out, like, having it all come to rest and finding out that it was over was, I don't know, it's something I never thought would happen. And it's glad it's happened, that it's settling. It's relief.
For this to happen, it just meant so much to me and my friends and everybody involved, because it was just like we really got closure. There's no more questions besides, why did he do this? Well, he was an idiot. That was it. You know.
Whether he was caught or not, what's most important is that Booney was able to bounce back, because he's a great talent. And I think that the world is better off with him doing music than not. And so I know I've become a better producer and musician and artist because of meeting this dude. So I'm just really grateful to know that chapter is behind us, and it does have a happy ending. So
I was, a little disappointed with the fact that all my Logic files were gone. I had hope in that, but I was just happy with getting the computer back and not having to reinstall all of my programs. Those were still there, so I was like, well, that is the computer for Studio B.
You know, just knowing Solomon a long time and how he deals with stress and life and how utterly impossible it was for him to keep a 9 to 5 and how easy it was for him to just like up and leave something if it came down to it. You know, when thinking about if a robbery happened or if he lost everything, how he might deal with it. I've always had a lot of faith in the dude. I know he has ridiculous amounts of talent, and I've always seen him. I mean, he's quit making music more times than he's quit cigarettes. So it's to have everything completely taken away from you, and how do you start from scratch after you've had so much? It's tough to think, you know. To see the way he did come out of it in comparison to how I thought he would was definitely more inspirational than I ever could have imagined. Like he took it. I mean, it definitely settled in for a while, but he hit it with the ground running and better than he ever could have. Like he took it as a rebirth in his own music, and you know the music that he created after that was even better than we probably would have been if he didn't have the robbery. So it's incredible to see that change and that development and how much he's progressed from it too, and just to know to not take music for granted and to know how much he truly loves it by just jumping right back in and getting at it is very inspirational.
All of us are already emotionally healed from it beforehand. So, I mean, this was just the icing, like true icing on the cake. You know, you may never know the person who robbed you or something like that when they finally go through the karma. You may never know. But, you know, regardless, keep in mind that karma strikes back. I don't know what else to say about that besides, you know, justice has been served. And the fat lady by the name of Karma has sang her song. It's over. It's over. Over. This is him moshing and dancing.
That's him doing something.
That's dancing?
That's singing.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Does that take brainwaves?
Oh my God. Rave.
Dude, are you
Drugs.
Are you on acid?
Drugs all day.
So this genius recorded himself on your computer.
Yeah.
What?
No, we gotta see that part of it.
Wait, what?
Oh, it's like how he felt. Boom. He's like,
He's gonna be cool.
like, oh, here we go. He's like, ooh.
Idiot.
He's trying to kip back up.
Oh.
He was trying to kip and couldn't do it. What?
It didn't work.
He probably lost his pants.
He recorded himself on your stolen computer.
What is he doing?
Dancing.
No, but he
What
was,
the
like, scooting around in a
He is
circle.
high.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's no way you can do that shit sober.
I only did that once, so.
Did he throw a pillow in the air?
Oh, what's hanging from the ceiling?
That's an alien.
It looks like a teddy bear.
I'm so confused right now.
Pillow fighting with himself.
And videotaping it.
Yeah. That's
This is the future generation. Right?
Oh,
He has a driver's license.